Have you ever watched a horror movie that made you uncomfortable for absolutely no reason? No jump scares, no monsters, no chainsaw wielding people, maniacs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Just a really bad feeling that something is horribly wrong? Well, in 2001, a movie called Session 9 came out and somehow almost everybody forgot about it. And honestly, that's a crime. I think. No. But because, hold on, this thing is terrifying. Today we're diving into one of the most underrated horror movies of the 2000s. So turn off the lights, grab some snacks, and let's talk about Session 9. The early 2000s were a weird time for horror movies. You had Saw, you had Final Destination, and you had remakes everywhere. Everybody was obsessed with blood, gore, and elaborate death scenes. Then Session 9 came along and basically said, what if we did the exact opposite? No giant budget, no famous cast, like rarely, no ridiculous special effects, just a couple of guys cleaning an abandoned mental hospital. That's it. And somehow, yes, that's enough to make this movie absolutely terrifying. The story follows a crew of asbestos cleaners who take a job inside the abandoned Danvers State Hospital. Right away, that's a huge red flag, just pointing that fucking out. If somebody offered me money to spend a week in an abandoned asylum, I'd simply just say no and just go broke without hesitation. The building itself becomes one of the main characters. Long hallways, dark rooms, peeling paints, stuff that you usually see in an abandoned place, and strange sounds. The place looks like it hasn't seen another human being in decades. And that's because it basically hasn't. The longer the crew stays there, though, the stranger things become. Tensions rise, people become paranoid, and eventually, reality starts to break apart. Here's why Session 9 works so well. The movie trusts you. It doesn't constantly scream, look, something scary is happening. I'm sorry, that was stupid.
There's no way. Say you swear to...
It lets the atmosphere do the work. The silence is unsettling, the camera movements are slow, every single room feels dangerous for some reason. Meanwhile, you're constantly asking yourself 3 questions. Who's telling the truth? What's real? And what on earth is making those noises? Is it a monster, a demon? Modern horror movies sometimes feel like roller coasters. Session 9, though, feels like a slow walk into madness, kind of like the recent movie Backrooms.
I found something.
I really liked Backrooms, by the way. I'm really excited for the new gen of horror, Obsession, Backrooms. I'm super excited. The acting. Another thing that makes this movie work is the cast. Nobody feels like a superhero. Nobody feels invincible. They feel like ordinary people. They argue, they get frustrated, they make terrible decisions. Kind of like me when I decide to watch horror movies at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm sorry. There's also something really refreshing about seeing characters who feel believable instead of perfectly polished. They're messy, they're stressed, they're exhausted, yeah. And that makes everything, hold on, feel real. Yes, clap it up.
I need the job.
So the loonies are outside in the real world, and here we are with the keys to the loony bin, boys.
Okay, shit. Let's talk about the real star of the movie, Danvers State Hospital. This place looks like Gotham City if Batman completely gave up. Apparently, the filmmakers shot inside the actual hospital, which somehow makes this entire movie even more scarier and creepier because, yeah, it's shot in an actual abandoned hospital. Just looking at the building is enough to make you, uncomfortable, and that's one of the biggest reasons this movie still works more than 20 years later. The location does half the work. So why doesn't anyone talk about Session 9? I think there are a few reasons. First, it didn't have a huge budget. Second, bigger horror movie franchises completely dominated the conversation.
Halloween night.
Third, it relies on atmosphere instead of constant action. That means some people absolutely love it, while other people think it's too slow and want to click off and want to watch a Scream movie.
Wait. No.
Personally, I love that. The movie takes its time. It knows exactly what kind of story it wants to tell. So, should you watch Session 9? Yeah, give it a shot, especially if you love movies like The Blair Witch Project, The Shining, or The Descent. Just don't expect explosions every 5 minutes. This is a movie that's designed to get inside your head, and honestly, that's much scarier. This is where I'm probably going to piss some people off. I think modern horror has gotten too obsessed with explaining itself. Sometimes I don't need to know the entire backstory. I don't need 12 minutes of exposition explaining why the demon is angry. I don't need a character to look directly into the camera and explain exactly what's happening. Sometimes just let the hallway be creepy. Let the house be creepy. Let the silence build and settle and make it weird and unsettling. That's what movies like Session 9 understood. The audience is smart. Let us figure it out. That's why Backrooms and Obsession are becoming classics, because of this same thing. Just to touch on Obsession a little bit, the movie has created such a phenomenon. I mean, it has gotten $500 million in the box office, and it's still going. So just saying people want original horror movies. Yes, we love our cult classics, Scream, Halloween, Ghostface. Like, we love these movies, but we want something new and refreshing. That's why the Backrooms movie, I know it's not the best movie in the world, but it still is a great movie to go out and watch it in theaters, have fun, get an experience out of it, and maybe rent it. I don't know, but it's that showcase of movies are coming back to its original form of showing you instead of telling you 1,000 different things. Showing is telling, and character-driven stories are more better than a person with a knife these days. Let it be weird and creepy. And maybe that's why I keep coming back to 2000s horror. It's not just the movies, it's the feeling, the weird trailers, the unnecessary movie posters. There was 1,000 back in the day, and the soundtracks. We still use them to this day. The random horror movie you'd find at a video store. You didn't have Rotten Tomatoes telling you whether something was worth watching before you rented it. Sometimes you just took the gamble, and sometimes you found something amazing. That's how movies like Session 9 survive. They found their audiences slowly. One person tells another person, and eventually, 20 years later, some idiot with a YouTube channel is sitting here telling you to watch it. Yeah, that's me. So, is Session 9 the scariest movie ever made? No. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it slow? Yes. Painfully slow at times. But there's something about this movie that sticks with you. That's Session 9, a forgotten masterpiece from the early 2000s. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought. And if you haven't, don't blame me when you can't sleep tonight. Ooh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Also, if there are any forgotten horror movies you'd like me to cover next, leave them in the comments, because apparently I've decided that my new hobby is voluntarily traumatizing myself. So fuck yeah. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Roll the credits.